Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? This is Dr. Lia Abney. Good morning to you guys. Welcome to Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation. You guys, I hope that you had a great weekend this weekend. I sure did. And I hope that you were able to accomplish some goals on last week. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, this is where I come every Monday morning to encourage everybody to keep it moving towards your goals, things that you desire to accomplish in your life, so that in January you don't find yourself in the same place at the end of the year. There's 365 days, 12 months, and guess what? There's so much that can happen during that time period. We know that life happens, but when you come here every Monday morning, there's opportunity for you to get encouragement, get some tips and tools, and we talk about a lot of different topics to achieve your goals. Things that stop you, things that hinder you. Why? Because again, life gets in the way. And so I am here every Monday morning to encourage you. So if you want to watch some previous episodes of Keep It Moving Monday morning, because there's a lot of topics, please go to YouTube and look for Lia Abney LLC. And that's where you can binge watch all of the videos that are loaded up currently right now. You guys know what I like to do at the beginning of the episode. I like to talk about the weekend. Just to kind of give flow, kind of relax things a little bit. And you are more than welcome to do a shout out. Go ahead and say good morning in the comments. Tell me what you did over the weekend. Did you accomplish any goals? I would like to celebrate you, so go ahead and do that in the comments. And so, you guys, I've had a full month already, like from May to through June, 2 graduations. My youngest C graduating, hanging out with her brother, my youngest son, her older brother, up in Atlanta. So they're just chilling, trying to navigate the job. Um, Arena. You know, my youngest son is already employed, but my daughter, she is, entering into the workforce. So we felt that that was a better place for her to be, to explore and have more opportunities in the career field that she wants to go into, which is film production. Editing is what is her heart desire. So I'm just believing in God that the door will open up for her, because she is so gifted, so gifted, so gifted. And I know you guys are like, well, Leah, why don't you hire her? It's in the plans, but it's not the right season, and so I want her to explore that first. I don't want to stifle her creativity and for her to achieve her dreams. So that's one of the reasons why. So I am just praying for a door to open up for her. But you guys, on this weekend, I also had my son will be getting married next year. So again, a lot of things that are going on. My youngest son is getting married next year, and of course, her fiance's youngest brother graduated from high school. So we were traveling and doing that as well, visiting her family. And so that was really wonderful. The food, Haitian food, which I had a chance to try some authentic Haitian food. And that was like delicious. The stew, I enjoyed that. And just the different types. And it's actually from her father's, because both of her parents are Haitian, but it's from her father's what we want to call it, area in Haiti. So that's what I had the opportunity to do, and it was really, really delicious, and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, just my own journey of just accomplishing goals, getting things done. Did a little bit of gardening. I got outside in my backyard, doing some maintenance on my home, trying to get some things upgraded and stuff like that. So took a trip to Lowe's. Next time I'll probably take you guys with me. Do a little trip there so you can see. And then also I may do some vlogging of my floors getting done, and then also a storm door that I have attempted to get in who knows how many times, and I'm giving them another chance because with grace, right? So this weekend on yesterday had a message about grace. So giving grace, and that means not only giving grace to give back in the church, but also giving grace when people don't uh, do the things that you want them to do, and giving them a second chance, right? So that's pretty much what my weekend was about. I mean, it was nice and sunny this weekend. And of course, you guys, I want to bring y'all up to date. There's so many things that are going on for me. So those of you who don't know, I'm working on a book project. So that is coming out soon, you guys. I'm so excited. So I should get my first book, get a peek of the first book actually this coming weekend. That being said, so for this coming Monday, there will not be a Monday morning motivation because I am traveling. And so so this coming Monday, because I will not be airing live because I will be resting, okay, because I have to listen to my body because it's going to be a long trip. I will be receiving an SB award. So excited. I'm so excited for everybody who's actually going to be receiving one. And so, so what I am going to do is I am going to upload those of you who probably did not know, and because I didn't announce it, you guys, my bad. I was part of a virtual summit. So I actually will be uploading that video, which is really short, about 10 minutes. And I will be showing that. So you guys, a lot of things are happening. A lot of great things are happening. As far as exposure to who I am as a speaker, as a coach, that's happening. But you know, sometimes things don't always happen the way you want to. Perhaps, like, you know, as an entrepreneur trying to build my business, it is slow going, you guys. It is not for the weak. If you are an entrepreneur and you are looking to, you know, build your business, there are some things, some skills that is required. One, you have to have the ability to be able to communicate. Number two, you have to have the ability to be able to sell your business and pitch your business, which is something I'm learning right now, but it is such a struggle for me. So I am believing in God. I'm like, God, something has trying to change. And so one of the things that God had talked to me about was, well, Lia, you have to master being assertive in your business approach and how you are conducting business, how you are communicating. And so, you know what? I'm not going to get too much into that topic because guess what? We're going to talk more about that as I come back right after this video.
Black G, Black G.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation. My name is Dr. Lia Abney. I am a life and business coach, author, and speaker. And I'm the owner of Lia Abney LLC. And guess what? You can learn more about my services, or if you desire to schedule a free consultation, because you are somebody that's like, you know what? I just feel as though I begin the year and end the year the same, and I don't want to do that anymore. Perhaps you need to create balance in your life. And guess what? I am here to help you with that. I'm here to help you identify those barriers, be able to set some sound goals and some steps. But not on top of that, you get an accountability partner. You get somebody that's going to check on you, that's going to help you get over those humps that where you sometimes get stuck and you give up on your dreams. And if you are that person, please visit me at liaabneyllc.biz so that you can schedule a free consultation today. So you guys, guess what? If you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome to the Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation, where you can get motivated to accomplish your goals. And guess what? If this is your first time and you're like, oh, you know what? I kind of like this episode and I want some more. If you want more, please feel free to go over to YouTube, look up Lia Abney LLC. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you can get notified of upcoming episodes of the Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivations. Again, that is at Lia Abney LLC. So hope to see you over there. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get right into the topic, you guys. So I talked about how sometimes things just happen as I am navigating this entrepreneur. And I really probably need to do some behind the scenes, but you guys, sometimes I just get stuck. I just get stuck, and it's like, okay, Leah, where's the energy gone? And you have to constantly just build your, just encourage yourself, really. You have to encourage yourself. But one of the things I was talking, and I was like, okay, God, where are we going now? Because when you get stagnant on your goals, and you know what, this needs to be a topic. When you get stagnant on your goals, it does not necessarily mean that God has stopped working on your behalf. It doesn't mean that you're to give up so easily. So one of the things in creating a business for myself, a coaching and speaking business for myself, I had to really realize that, you know what, in doing this, in creating balance, I also have to ensure that I have healthy boundaries, which is something that I've talked about before. Those of you who's like, oh, okay, you can definitely go back to my YouTube channel. And I did have some topics on setting boundaries. But when it comes to boundaries, I realized, you know what, there was some element that I was missing. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So in creating a balanced life, today's topic is going to focus on mastering assertiveness. Okay, mastering assertiveness. Mastering assertiveness to create healthy boundaries, you guys. So that's what the topic is on today. So, in today's fast-paced world, and we're interconnected through technology, maintaining healthy boundaries is essential for our well-being and personal growth. Assertiveness, the art of effectively expressing ourselves while respecting others, is a powerful tool to establish and to maintain those boundaries. So, in creating healthy boundaries, it empowers us to live a more balanced life and a fulfilling life. When I was looking at this particular topic and in my life, I realized that, you know what, God, I'm setting healthy boundaries, but I feel as though something is missing. And so as I heard the word assertiveness, and this really came about as I am being challenged on my job, as I'm being challenged to step up as an entrepreneur and a speaker, and things are moving, because you can have a lot of great things moving and still feel as though you're not balanced. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You can have a lot of great things going on in your life and still feel as though you're not balanced. So what is that one key element that you feel you need? And so for me, and for some of you, you may have even said this, you know what? I want to be more assertive. I want to be able to assert my voice. And it's not meant to be harmful to other people or to not respect other people's opinions. It just means you're going to stand for what you know is best for yourself, for your life. So I turned to Proverbs 4:23. And it states this: above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. This particular scripture emphasized the importance of setting healthy boundaries and protecting our hearts, which can be achieved through assertiveness. When we guard our hearts, we are intentional about maintaining emotional well-being, also establishing limits, and communicating our needs effectively. By doing so, we create a foundation for a balanced living as well as positive interaction with others. Understanding assertiveness and boundaries. So there's something, by understanding assertiveness and boundaries, it really helps us to communicate, create communication, a communication style that allows us to express our thoughts, needs, and limits in a confident and respectful manner. It enables us to set clear expectations as well as protect our well-being and foster a healthy relationship. Boundaries, on the other hand, define the limits of what is acceptable and respectful in our interactions with others. They act as a safeguard, ensuring that our physical, emotional, and mental needs are honored. The importance of healthy boundaries ties into your personal well-being. Setting healthy boundaries contributes to your overall well-being by preventing emotional exhaustion. It prevents burnout, also resentment. Now, I don't know. Whoo, I've said a lot, you guys. I've said a lot in a few minutes. The thing is that it really, this resentment piece, I'm going to tell you that I never really thought that I was one that had I understood burnout. I understood being emotional exhausted. But however, when it came to resentment, I was like, surely that was not me. But I found out, yeah, Leah, that's you. That's where all those emotions, all those outbursts came from. That's what that was. By taking time for my well-being allowed me to prioritize self-care, allowed me to set aside time for my needs. And that's one of the things that self-care does for you. And it helps you to maintain a healthy work-life balance. But also, it improves relationships. One of the things that I realize is that through being assertive, creating boundaries, it helps you to communicate healthy communication. It helps cultivate boundaries and also builds more fulfilling relationships. By clearly expressing our limits and expectations, we set the stage for open, respectful communication and promoting trust and mutual understanding, which is something you've heard me say in previous episodes. In addition to that, it allows you to be empowered and also have self-respect. Mastering assertiveness is a mouthful. Mastering assertiveness to create healthy boundaries empowers us to honor ourselves and our needs. It builds self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-respect. It enables you to navigate life with a sense of purpose and authenticity. So, saying all of that, there are actually five ways to develop assertiveness skills for healthy boundaries. We talked a little bit about boundaries, and I'm gonna go back over that when it comes to setting those boundaries and why it's important. And the main thing is that know that it will help you to effectively communicate. It will help you to set clear boundaries, and then also it will help you to practice self-care. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Setting and developing healthy boundaries help you to reflect, to do some reflecting. It helps you reflect on the past. It helps you to be able to identify what adjustments you need to make. In addition to that, it helps you to communicate. Okay, it helps you to communicate. That effective communication I'm going to go back. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit off. So when it comes to developing assertiveness skills for healthy boundaries, it helps you to self-reflect. Okay, it helps you to identify what adjustments you need to be able to make. Self-reflection is something that I try to do regularly, and I include it into my process of setting goals. And the reason why is because it allows me to understand where my mind is and where my emotions are at that time. Am I feeling a little sluggish? If so, if I have been procrastinating, why? Why have I been procrastinating? What's causing that? Where am I emotionally? So it helps me to reflect where I am currently right there. Is there something that I'm not managing correctly in my life? Is it my finances? If I am shopping too much and spending too much money, why is that happening? So that self-reflection helps me to assess where I am in my life in every area of my life, even with my health. There, you're eating too much. What's going on? You're doing a lot eating out. What's going on? Where's your mind? I take a little bit of time for myself and I self-reflect. That becomes an essential process for me to be able to say, okay, it gives me a little bit more energy, not realizing that is directly tied to me being assertive. I realize that when I am dealing with conflict or if I'm dealing with challenges, my energy is not the same way, but also I had to take stock in where were my thoughts and where were my thoughts and where were my emotions. So that self-reflection, that time for self-reflection allows me to do that. I am able to, I use journaling or I talk to somebody that I trust to be able to get those thoughts and those emotions in check. Being able to have that accountability partner, being able to have that mentor to be able to go through that process really helps. Another tip for you to be able to develop assertiveness skills is effective communication. Learning techniques such as using the I statement and active listening, as well as maintaining respectful body language, which I am horrible. Okay, so there are more people who are very expressive. I love people, that can, especially actors that can really express with their face, comedians who can really express with their face, the body language to tell a story, okay, to make me laugh. I absolutely love that. And that's a great thing because laughter is good for the soul. However, when you are in certain settings, it requires certain things to effectively communicate. One is active listening. The other is maintaining respectful body language. Your body language can really say a lot. You don't necessarily have to say a lot with your words, but your eyes, your expressions, your body can really say a lot. I, you know, I grew up having to be protective of my own self. And so I realized as I was getting older, and it may have worked in high school, because high school is another piece. But once you get out of high school and you're into the workforce, how you express yourself and non-verbally really makes a difference. Express yourself clearly and directly with others, being mindful of their perspective as well. Because guess what? In high school, we're not caring about anybody else's perspective other than our own. Nobody else's perspective matters other than our own. But when you're in this world as an entrepreneur and you're having to collaborate with other people, you're having to listen to other people, even when you're going through a coaching or a mentoring process, it requires you to be mindful of others' perspectives. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree. And guess what? This is something that I have to constantly remind myself of. Number 3, you want to be able to set clear boundaries, and you do this by identifying areas of life where you need to establish those boundaries. Again, I've discussed this before, and you'll see that there are some common themes when it comes to creating a balanced life. And we talked about setting boundaries, but how can we be more assertive in setting those boundaries? Because some of you are like, you know what, it's hard for me to set boundaries. How can we be more assertive? And it's a process. By adopting these 5 ways, you can be more assertive in setting boundaries for your life. And so clearly communicating your limits and needs and expectation to others. I can tell you when I started doing this, I realized, and it really stemmed from, and this is no bearing on the church, but you all know, those of you who go to church, who are very involved in church, you know you can get down a rabbit hole that you literally cannot pull yourself out. And by the time you do, you can have a bucket full of emotions. You can have a bucket full of resentment that goes unchecked, okay, and can really deter your pathway, okay. And I can tell you, it really took all of this. I talked about self-reflection. It was the first thing I had to do was self-reflect. I really had to self-reflect. But then I realized I also had to start communicating what I was willing to take on and what I was not. And it doesn't matter what the group that you're a part of, being able to say no protects your heart, it protects your mind, it protects your body. Is one of the things that I really came to understand. You have to be firm yet respectful in enforcing and maintaining those boundaries. And it's okay to say no. Another episode I did. But on top of all of this, when you're being assertive, I realized that because it does require a lot of emotional and as well as being assertive requires a mentality that could take a lot of energy to do. As an empath and as an introvert for myself. Extroverts, y'all may be okay with it, but I'm talking to my introverts right now. It would really may take a lot of energy. And I realized, you know what, in all of this process of achieving your goals, and I will always put this, I really want to put this at the top of the list, along with self-reflection, is you really want to practice self-care. You want to prioritize self-care as an essential component of maintaining healthy boundaries when you are building your assertiveness skills. Take time for activities that rejuvenate and nourish your mind, body, and soul. Me, traveling is one way I do that. I love to travel. I love to get away. I love to be outside, basically. Really, I do. As long as the weather doesn't take me out and it's not too hot. I don't mind being outside. Give me some water, a lake, visiting my children now at this age. It's like, you know, they're adult children, being able to go visit them, my grandchildren, doing different things, exploring different things. Those are the things that rejuvenate me. Those different type of activities, giving myself a balance. It's not so much about the speaking and being in front of people. That's my calling, and that is what I believe. That's my purpose. Okay. But it's not what gives me life. It's not what nourishes my mind. It's not what nourishes my body or my soul. What nourishes my mind, body, and soul is that thing that I connect to that gives me so much joy. And that's my family. That is celebrating them, walking them through challenges, being with friends. Those are the things that really nourishes my body and my mind and my soul. And so I set boundaries for those. So that personal time does not get hijacked. I have learned to say no when it is necessary. So being able to adopt and say no, it doesn't mean, it don't feel like you're hurting somebody's feelings, because guess what? Other people ain't gonna have a problem with telling you no. No. or they'll ghost you. That's the same thing as saying no. They're just basically saying no to you. So again, you want to be able to practice self-care. Please make that that is so important, you guys. Please make that a priority. Make self-care a priority. Make self-reflection a priority in your life. When you set those things first, my self-reflection and self-care, and I know I'm going to probably go a little over, so you guys just bear with me with this because I think this is so important. That allows me to give time for God and for me to hear from him. That gives me time to spend time with him, no matter what it is. And I know society wants to say, you're not living not unless you're giving back. You're not living not unless you... Guess what? If you're not doing self-care and self-reflection and taking time for yourself and your mind, your body, and your soul, you cannot effectively give to others. You cannot give to others. So, and I know that, people's like, well, out of your challenges, well, yeah, I believe when I am challenged with something, I literally go in, I do believe giving through my challenges. I really, really do. And I believe that God has graced me to be able to do that. But no, on the other side of that required me some self-reflection. It required me some self-care to get me through that. Those two right there do not, a challenge does not overlap that. Giving and having the grace to give does not overlap that. All that is together. Okay, I work all those together because I can't do one without the other because I would not have the mental mentality or the physical capability to be able to do it without it. So I hope that helps somebody. So number 5, let's get to number 5. The last one, which is also important, seek support and guidance. This is so important. I am a true advocate of, it took me a moment with a mentor and coaching. Because I'm like, what? But that really stems from, I love my dad, but I did not grow up with a present, I didn't have a mother that was present. Yes, I had my grandmother, but I didn't live with her all the time. That communication wasn't like a mother-daughter relationship. That's non-existent for me. So growing up like that and being somebody who was an introvert and pretty much grew up by themselves, guess what? It was hard to ask for help. It was hard for me to seek support and guidance because I didn't know what that looked like other than authority and somebody telling me what to do. Because of that, I'm like, I don't want that. Because seeking support and guidance means you're going to tell me what to do. I don't want that. Why? Because I've been through that all my life. Somebody tell me what to do, where to go, how to do it, military. That's pretty much what they tell you to do. And so, however, as I matured, as I had grown, as I have am being molded into my purpose, into what God has guided me to do, as I'm faced with different challenges, I realized that, especially in wanting to be more assertive and setting healthy boundaries for my life, I found that seeking that professional guidance became more important. And guess what? If you are somebody that's looking for the same thing, guess what? Book a consultation with a certified coach or a therapist, such as myself, at Lia Abney LLC, which can provide you with personalized strategies and support you on your journey. So you guys, look, mastering assertiveness to create healthy boundaries is a transformative process that empowers us. It empowers us to lead a more fulfilling life By understanding the importance of assertiveness and also setting boundaries, helps us to develop effective communication and also prioritize self-care. We can create a life that aligns with our values, our needs, and our aspirations. Remember that you have the power to define your boundaries and live authentically. Start today and embrace the journey of self-empowerment and personal growth. Again, if you're ready to take control of your life and establish healthy boundaries and master assertiveness, go ahead and book that consultation call with me at Lia Abney LLC.biz today. Together, we can explore your unique circumstances and identify areas for growth and develop tailored strategies to help you create the healthy boundaries you deserve. Don't wait to start your journey today towards empowerment and personal growth now. You guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode on today on being more assertive. If you're somebody who is struggling to be more assertive in achieving your goals and communicating, remember the 5 steps that I spoke to you. Remember to self-reflect. Remember also to communicate effectively. Also, take the time, for self-care, because that's so important in achieving your goals. You also want to create a balance where you have the right people around you, where you are seeking guidance and also the right support. And again, we are here at Lia Abney LLC to do that for you. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Please join me for next week's, not next week. Remember, next week I will not be here. I'll be here the next following week. And I hope that you guys keep it moving.
Are you connected to the right resources to grow and achieve your goals in your personal life or for your business? Let Lia Abney LLC Consulting Services help you connect, communicate, and commit to the building process of growing your business to the next level. A veteran with over 20 years of managing multi-million-dollar projects, Lia Abney, owner, author, and motivational speaker, has keen insight and knowledge in the value of collaboration and strategy planning to keep you moving to the next level in building a legacy. Visit her website at www.liaabneyllc.biz. That's www.liaabneyllc.biz for more information.